Yo, what's up, guys? Got the you ask and thou shalt receive. I was boxing earlier. It's Saturday, May 9th, 1 p.m. I don't usually do weekend live streams, but you guys were asking me in the Discord. People messaged me on Instagram. Somebody commented. I don't know if these are all the same people, but I took that as a sign. I was like, all right, I got some free time. I got an hour or so. I'll live stream before my Saturday night festivities. I'm watching the Spurs versus the Timberwolves game 3. Halftime 51-51. Castle is one of my favorite young bucks to watch in the NBA. He plays for the Spurs. He's a nice little guard, man. He does a lot of things really well. I like watching him play. But you guys know I'm a Cavs fan. We stink. If you were on the live stream yesterday, you guys would have hit like literally a live bet that was paying. Cleveland was losing. They were down the whole game. 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They finally take a lead. They go up 3. And I told everybody on the live stream, if you guys are betting on basketball, take Detroit plus 9.5 right now. Like, take them getting points. And sure, I was like, and I said, I was like, Cleveland's going to blow this lead like they always do, and they'll end up losing by 10. To the T. I didn't make the bet because I can't bet. I don't bet on my team. But damn, Cleveland's so soft. It's so frustrating to watch Cleveland being a Cleveland sports fan. Anyway, we got fights tomorrow. We got UFC to talk about. We got boxing to talk about. By this time, guys, we've done all of our work. You know what I'm saying? The work is done. We're just kind of waiting for these fights to start. We hit in Australia. Everything in Australia came through. We missed one prop. The one prop I missed was Callum by knockout against Joe Sean, which didn't hit, but everything else hit. We have one ticket came through. We have 3 tickets that are live, plus our long parlay that we started 4 weeks ago, still live. So we're in great shape. I gave you guys another ticket right now. So I just posted. It's kind of a Hail Mary bet, but I kind of like it. It's a 6-leg method of victory. I think it's a 5-legger. Method of victory pays like plus 500. So 100 gets you 600. 100 gets you money back plus 500. I like it. If you guys are in the Discord and you're new to the Discord, here's some advice. Because we're growing. We just hit 500 JSB insiders. If you're new to the Discord and you already have your bets in, you already know who you like, you already have your money on your fighters, don't go into the Discord the night before a fight. And it's not me being negative. This is the time, and as you are in the Discord longer and longer, you'll understand. Maybe I should make a chart and I should pin it to let everybody know. During fight week, at the beginning of fight week, it's what I call our research phase. The Discord, everybody's doing film study, everybody's doing their research, and then like day 2, day 3, we're kind of riffing. We're on the live streams. We're kind of seeing who everyone likes. By day 4, which is like Thursday, Friday, your boots should be dug in, okay? But if you're new and you don't know what to expect, the night before a fight is where the people who are still unsure, their job in the Discord is to make you guys who already have your money in second guess your bets. So right now, I don't even go in the Discord. The night before a fight, I don't even go in there. I went in there today to let everybody know I was live streaming, and then to check the messages. I talked to TJ, was in there. Shout out to Mike from Melbourne. I got to your question. If there's messages in there that I haven't responded to, be patient or just message me on the live stream. But yeah, I just want to let everybody know, because you go into our Discord the night before a fight, man, boys are, especially the ones who aren't committed to their fighter yet, they're going to make you think they're right, and you'll find yourself second guessing things. So just future reference, when your bet is in, dig those heels in. And if you want, you don't really need to use the Discord until fight night. The best value in that, obviously our community is amazing. But one of the greatest values of our membership is during the actual fights. Whether you live in a place in the world where you can't watch the fights, guess what? In our Discord, we stream all the fights. But more importantly, you have live betting. like you during the fight, and it's entertaining. It's one of my favorite things. The chat's super entertaining, and shout out to the chat. Shout out to the JSB Discord. Best thing I've ever done. Last August, shout out to Boxing Fan, and Muscles. If Muscles is listening to this, Muscles was my OG guy who talked me into starting the Discord. And when I did, Boxing Fan was the first one in there. So we got and we're not even a year in yet. 51-51, Spurs, Minnesota. De'Aaron Fox, 6 points. Julius Randle, 6 points. I'm going to say what's up to the boys now. John Magano, one of my faves. You have a good weekend too. We got a great weekend ahead of us. Hopefully you're around people who care about you, and we're doing things that we love. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't get to stay here forever. My boy Fresh BX, Big Shot Bob, baby. Let's go Timberwolves. You're looking in good shape, man. Minnesota's playing tough. Josh Hogan put life back 100%. I was in. So McGanna is talking about Josh Hogan, his antics at the press conferences, but boy, this is giving me remnants of 2015 when Connor came through in those pressers. Those pressers used to be electric. The red panty parties, and who the fuck is that guy? And crazy enough, Jeremy Stevens is fighting this weekend. Jeremy Stevens is a 3-1 dog against Bobby King. Bobby King Rain. So we got a lot to talk about, and I think Josh Hogan's good for the sport, and he can fight. That boy's a high-level athlete. Minnesota does look good now. Reese screwed me. That was part of me. Yeah. I guess Fresh, we could just take it. The way I look at these things, fights getting canceled are part of our game. I disagreed with you on that. I was actually leaning Leo, but I have a double. My book kept the double live, just voided the Leo fight. So, and it's still plus money. I took the other side is plus 180. So I'll still be happy with it. When fights get canceled, guys, these things are out of our control. It's one of the teaching points. I used to work for a leadership and personal development company teaching courses in Las Vegas to corporate clients. And a lot of times, how to mitigate or manage stress is how to prioritize things that you could control and things that you can't control. Fighters missing weight, we can't control. Fights getting canceled, we can't control. We can't even control outcomes. We have no control. So in anything, right? The minute you think that you're in control of something, that's your ego. So that's with anything. So when things like this happen, I never get too high. I never get too low. Try to have an even keel about it. Fight got canceled. Hopefully Aleem is healthy. I don't really recall him missing weight before. He's usually a professional. And this was a world title fight at 35 years old. He has to be bummed out too. You're telling me he's not bummed out, 2.5 pounds. Angela Leo, on the other hand, fight camp, sparring partners, has to pay everybody. The rumor I heard in the state of Georgia, all the commissions are different. This fight card was in Atlanta, which is still going on. Shout out to Pretty Boy Calvo, who's main eventing against Gongora in a tough fight. But I was told Leo still gets his purse, which is great. So Leo gets paid and doesn't have to fight. But damn well both guys wanted to fight. That would have been a good fight. I was looking forward to that fight. There's a few fights, guys, I'm looking forward to, both boxing and MMA. So we got some exciting next 24 hours for sure. And this is what we do, guys. We are in it. We are in the trenches. Giselle, true, the boys be all over the place. All right, yeah, you're going back to my comment about, don't be going in that Discord the night before a fight and be kind of, you better be entering that JSB Discord 24 hours before a fight at your own risk, because out of nowhere, dudes will be experts and fools will be talking about they got inside information. Fools had dreams. Motherfuckers been having dreams out here. The other day, I went in the Discord and I was seeing people saying, I had a dream. I was like, whenever dudes start talking about I had a vision, or I could deal with I have a feeling. Like, I've said that before. Sometimes we get an intuitiveness about it. I got a feeling this might happen. Or, from the tape I've seen, I got a feeling this could be the way. But when Cal start talking about, I went to bed last night and had a dream, I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers out here wild. So I don't be doing visions and dreams. I don't got time for all them little, I seen something in my reflection in the mirror and so-and-so's going to get knocked out because the bird took. Y'all need to miss me with all that. But I'm here for it because it's entertaining. History. We have to start placing bets after weigh-ins. I do sometimes. So you guys have noticed I didn't have action. I don't have action on Esteban Rafferty. I don't have action on that fight. I'm probably not going to bet that fight. The weigh-ins didn't do. I didn't see what I wanted to see. Guys, the best bet we'll ever make is the one we don't make. So we don't have to bet on every fight. I'm sitting Rafferty Esteban out. I have a feeling. But no, it's just from the fight tape, me watching both guys' careers, nothing, nothing, I don't, if you ever find yourself betting and placing bets when you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Has that happened to you guys when you're placing bets and you don't want to bet? Not because you're tired of betting or you're losing. It's just like maybe you don't like the fighters or maybe you don't like the matchup, but you still find yourself betting. Where I've gotten better in my life and my strategy is when that happens, I don't bet. And that's Rafferty Esteban for me. Nothing about that matchup. I was in it. I'm cheering for Esteban, but I'm not wagering on that fight. And then another one I'm not betting on is Gavin Gwynn fight. That for other reasons. I'm not after watching Gavin Gwynn go 20 rounds with the young fella. We covered both of those fights. And I'm not betting that fight. I don't have to bet that. You don't have to bet everything. You know what I'm saying? That because that's a matchup. The Gavin Gwynn fight, Cameron Vong. The Gavin Gwynn fight is on the undercard of Dubois and Wardley, and that's the type of matchup where like you bet money on it, and if it doesn't go your way, it ruins the whole card for you. And now you're like in a different mindset watching a card in which the top of that card is a fun fight. It's just the way I'm feeling it. I'm staying away from both of those fights. Leo made a cool 147. Look, shout out. Nice. Taxes. Taxes here are crazy. We got to pay 30%. I wonder what he has to pay. I'll do it. Yeah, I'm gonna bring both cards up, guys. I'm just chatting shit with the boys. The UFC card. Yeah, I'm gonna bring them all up. I'll bring up all the fights. I'm trying to see. I invited Nick on, but it was last notice. I invited Breaking Bad. Could have sworn I seen a couple Friday lives. Guess I spoke too soon. You the man. My guy. Shout out to Nana. Nana's one of the boys who pushed me to do this live. Guys, I do my best to listen to you guys with anything. Johnny, start a soccer channel in the Discord. Start a soccer channel. Johnny, start doing lives on the week. I'll go lives on Saturdays now. I didn't know you guys wanted me to. Okay, so I'm caught up. UTC +5. Please chatting. I don't even know what this means. All right, so I'm going to bring the fights up. Guys, 15 minutes in. I don't expect this to be too crazy. Our lives have been great the last 2-3 months. We've been averaging 70 to 80 people in them. We got 30 in here, which is fine. I don't really care about the analytics of who's in here. I just like, the conversation's good. The sport, it's our sport. I'm going to bring up the UFC first, but we can mix and match. If you guys have questions about any of the boxing fights, if you're a JSB insider, I posted a new ticket. The breakdowns are up on the channel in the fight prediction playlist. You should know my Wardley pick versus Dubois. You should know my Serhiy Boacek versus Mosley Jr. pick as well. Those are all up. I'm going to pull these odds up now. That's a little bit better. Let's see the UFC card real quick. And I do have action. And did you guys watch the UFC weigh-ins, boys? Chimaev looked terrible. He never looks great on the scales, but to think that he makes 185 is absolutely insane. I haven't seen somebody look that bad on the scales. I don't know if you guys remember. I'm aging myself here. I think it was Edson Barbosa I was living in Vegas in 2011, 2012. I moved to Sydney in 2013. It had to be 2012. I think it was 2012. It was the fight after he knocked out Terry Edom with the beautiful highlight reel for the ages spinning. I think it was a spinning heel kick. And Terry Edom was a dog, dude. Terry Edom was the guy on the British scene that was being heralded as the guy coming from the UK as a potential contender, as a potential champ. And with one kick, Oliveira just took all that. but around that era, he had to be carried to the scale because my bad, I said Charles Oliveira, Edson Barbosa, Edson Barbosa, when he was still fighting at 55, even at 55 he had to be carried to the scale. It's crazy he fought at 45, but Chimaev looked awful on the scales, man. The rumors are he was walking around at like 230, cutting like 50 pounds, 45 pounds, 50 pounds is absolutely incredulous. I hate weight cutting. I'm one of these guys, I'm a staunch weight cutting hater. I'm not saying that guys should technically fight at their walking weight. We do remember Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar was famous for fighting at his walking weight at 155. He was, world champion at 155, and he walked around at 160. And so it's why he was so durable. You watch Frankie Edgar's career, those fights with Gray Maynard, Edgar getting dropped multiple times, looking like he was out, coming back from the dead. And Maynard was a massive lightweight, cut a lot of weight to make 55. And Frankie used his toughness, durability, and became a world champion. Real tiny 155er with that grappling heavy wrestling style. But let's see what the odds are. I'm not saying I'm going to dog hunt, but I do. My dog for the UFC is Josh Van. I put that bet in last week. All right, here are the odds. So you want to talk about? I'll tell you the fights. I don't have action on Carpenter versus Ochoa. I'll do a speed run of what I have action on. Okay, I don't have action on Carpenter versus Ochoa. People like Clay Carpenter though. No, Ochoa's are. This is a good fight to do to start the card off. That's a pretty good fight. Susakayev. I have Susakayev. I have Pat Sabatini here on the money line. I like Sabatini. I like, I'm a sucker for the East Coast tough sort of Philly guys, New Jersey guys. Sabatini seems like he's righted the ship. He had a lot of hype coming in, had a couple setbacks. William Gomez is getting up there. William Gomez is talented. He got some skill. He got some craft to his game. I'm expecting Sabatini, though, to kind of like meld him with that pressure and that style, and I'm expecting Gomes to be a little bit uncomfortable. And Gomes has to be up there now, mid-30s maybe. Kopelev versus Tulio. Tulio's coming off a knockout loss. Kopelev's coming off a loss. I like Kopelev here, man. Kopelev struggles with grapplers. This is striker versus striker, and Kopelev has, at plus 160, he has good pedigree. He comes from that Russian style, good amateur, good on his feet. He's not lost on the ground, but when he has to second guess his strikes because he's worried about getting taken out by a wrestler, it changes the dynamics of his setups. So I'm taking Kopelev here. Jim Miller, Jared Gordon. I got the fresher, younger Jared Gordon. We know Jim Miller. Shout out to Jim Miller, an OG. He's been in the game forever. So I don't know if that tank is looking. I think this is a sympathy fight. I know that his son battled an aggressive form of like stage 4, and I think he survived, which is great. But Jim Miller's been on record about the insurance costs and all that good stuff. And I thought Miller had retired, but evidently not. First, the only guy, he was I think it was at UFC 100, UFC 200, and UFC 300. I think that was the stat, which is insane. And this is UFC 328. Grant Dawson versus Rebecca. I don't have action on here. I think the jury's been out on Grant. Grant came into the UFC with a lot of hype, really young guy at the time. He was training out of that gym in, I think, Kansas City with James Krause. And then when all that stuff with James Krause happened, he went down to South Florida. Good wrestler. We've seen him try to stand and trade before, and we've seen what happens. He's gotten stopped. Rebecca is one of these tough Eastern Europeans who has an engine, starts off really hot, really, like a cannonball. So we'll see if Dawson can handle that pressure. I don't have any action on that fight. Amislav is a former Bellator champion. This is a Ukrainian war soldier. Great story. Joel Alvarez at one time was a fight or two away from fighting for a title. This is that real tall, rangy Spaniard, 6'2", 6'3", I think. He had at one time his record was insane. I think it might have been something like 19-1 or 21-2, something like that. And he's had a couple, mixed results as of late, getting a little bit older. I think I have action on here. I think I have Amislav. Maybe not. Let me double check. I don't want to. The JSB insiders will know my picks. But for all you guys who aren't in our group, click the link that's pinned in the comment section. It's a couple bucks a month. So my action is. No, I don't. I do have action on Jared Gordon, though. So I took Susikaev, Sabatini, Jared Gordon, and Brady. I do Gautier versus Ozzy Diaz. That's a knockout waiting to happen. I like a first round knockout here, considering how Ozzy Diaz fights. Ozzy Diaz keeps getting the call back because he's just will stand in front of you and just get knocked out. He's in the UFC just because of his style, gritty. I can't even call him durable anymore because he gets hit a lot. He's been getting stopped, and I think they're putting him in front of Gautier to have probably a highlight reel knockout. So let's see what that pays. First round knockout. If I were to do an MMA prop right now, sneaky hundo on it, I'd go Gautier first round. Yeah, 78%, depending on your wallet, whatever your bankroll is showing. A 78% return isn't bad, but you guys are like, Johnny, a first round knockout is risky. It is risky. I would bet this though. Of all the other bets, I would bet this. I would take Gautier by knockout, and if your bankroll, 78% isn't enough, then parlay that with something. Parlay that with Gordon Miller distance, maybe. I don't know. What does that pay? What does Gordon Miller distance pay? Will fight go the distance? Yes. So you go Gordon Miller distance 159, and then you go Gautier to stop Diaz in the first round. Buck 78, little double plus 183. I would play that. I might play that. I would play that. I like that a lot. So there you go. That's something to think about. What else we got on this card? And then King Green, Jeremy Stevens. I got action. I think Little Heathen's live here. I do. I do. I think Little Heathen's live here. He's been out of the UFC, but he hasn't been inactive. We've seen him at Bare Knuckle. We've seen him in other organizations. He's up there in age, man. But so's King Green. And Jeremy Stevens, he got power in both hands. It should be a sneaky fun fight. I'm glad it's on the main card. Sean Brady, and we've seen King Green get starched. He's hot and cold too, but he's up there. He's no spring chicken. I like Brady against Buckley. You guys know that. I know it's a bit of contention with some of the boys. I don't care. You're not going to talk me out of that bet. I'm not going to take Buck. I think Sean Brady's world class. He has a couple blemishes, but who he's lost to is Morales, who's looking like a potential world champion, and Bilal, who's a beast, former world champion. And Sean Brady's offensive wrestling, grappling, high level. I think that's going to cancel out Joaquin Buckley's sort of athleticism. And I think that Brady's going to drown Buckley. But Buckley's trained with Usman. Dude, bro, you cannot make... If anybody's wrestled before, I said this yesterday on my live. If you've wrestled before, you would know what I'm about to say. You can't make up the gaps in wrestling in a fight camp that Buckley has between him and Brady. Brady's been doing it his whole life. Buckley's been doing it one camp. I mean, obviously he's been wrestling a little bit. Buckley was on Rogan's podcast a couple years ago. He learned how to strike by watching my boy Shane Fazen's fight tips videos on YouTube. I only say that because he's not a lifelong martial artist. He got to the game late. Sean Brady's a beast, dude. Strong kid. I like the style matchup for him too. It might not be an exciting fight. Volkov versus Acosta. I don't have action on this. Anything can happen in that fight. I think this fight definitely does not go the distance. So safe bet, Volkov, Acosta. Will the fight go the distance? No. Josh Van is my dog of the week at $1.40. I got him at $1. I think maybe $1.70 last week. And so I'm ride or die with my boy from Myanmar. Yangon in the house. This is kind of an emotional bet. I always tell you guys bet with your wallet, not with your heart. But I hold Myanmar close to my heart for various reasons. Been there, filmed a documentary there, and good friends with Ong Lan Sung. Ong Lan Sung was a former double champ for one championship. He was a light heavyweight champ and middleweight champ. And if you get off the airport, if you go ever fly into Yangon, um, and go into their city, they have a 30-foot bronze statue of Ong Lan Sung, my guy, a Burmese python. So Josh is from, born in Myanmar, and I think raised in Houston, Texas, maybe Dallas, San Antonio area. And then the main event, I'm gonna get back to the comments. I'm gonna get back to the comments after I tell you the main event. I don't have action on Chimaev and Strickland, but after watching the weigh-ins, man, Chimaev looks god awful. So he'll probably rehydrate like he does. Fights at 185. Sean Strickland's coming off a really impressive victory against Fluffy. You guys could say you picked him. I definitely didn't. He killed my parlay last fight. The way Fluffy was trending and the way Sean just cut right through him. We'll see. I don't have action on that. I'm going to watch that as a fan. And I'm not going to lie to you. I might sprinkle a sneaky hundo on Sean at plus, what is he? Plus 430. I'll do the I'll do the D-Gen special. Sprinkle a hundo on Sean on the money line and not share it. But then if it hits, I share it. And then I'm kidding. You know who you are who does that. That stuff's banned in my Discord. The chat will ban you for that shit. The guys who wait until the fight ends to post their tickets. We talked about this yesterday, but all week they didn't post it, and then they want to get flowers. It's like, no, bro, we got moderators to delete all that. All right, I'm gonna get caught up. Mosso has been training with Usyk. Skills brought it up. I'm still torn. Skills knows all. Yeah, Skills is a G. Rob Lee on YouTube. Skills in our Discord. Strickland about to shock the world against Izzy. Knockout. Stevens missed weight bad. Could be tactical. Could be. Oh, it's tough. Boys, and girls. It's tough to make weight when we're old, man. How old's Lil Heathen now? He has to be 40, maybe older. I've been trying to lose 3 kilos for 5 years. This is going to sound crazy to you guys. So one of my goals has always been to deadlift 3 times my body weight, okay? This is a true story. You come to my gym, I'll show you the numbers on the wall. I'll post them. I always post receipts for everything. Downstairs in my gym, I have all the powerlifting records for myself and my clients, right? And one of the, a feat of strength is as a man being able to deadlift from the ground 3 times your body weight, okay? So my 1 rep max is 218 kilos on the deadlift. It's 218 on my deadlift. 218 kilos, which is, let's see how many, what's 218 in pounds? So my 1 rep max deadlift is 481 pounds, okay? I weigh 80 kilos. So if I want to go 3 times my body weight, I have to do 240 kgs. I'm like, that is, but if I could cut down to 75 kilos, 3x is only 225. So I've been floating between 78 kilos and 80 kilos for 4 years, and I can't get to 75. I just turned 44. The thing is, I don't calorie count. I don't meal prep. I just eat. I'm a coach. I have my systems down. I eat real food. I don't eat shit. I don't eat fast food. But my whole point is, people were missing weight recently. Lee missed weight. He's 35. Lil Heathen's at least 40. He's missing weight. I'm 44. I can't lose 2 kilos. It's hard to lose weight, boys. And I train for a living. You know what I'm saying? I don't take supplement. I've never been a supplement guy. I've never been a steroid guy. I've never been a protein guy. I've never been a creatine. I don't take anything. I eat whole food. I drink water. I drink a little bit of coffee. And I have fun. And I smile. But it's tough to lose weight the older we get. Would you think Worldly Fight Tanaka, the distance is better to go with? Yeah, I have that. What's up, Angel? I have that on. Bro, you're an insider. Angel, check the posts I just did. As a sort of hedge bet, I just gave you guys a 5-leg method of victory. In that 5-leg, I posted, I'll tell you guys right now, since you're here. Since you guys are here tapping in on a weird day for us, I never go live here. So if you're keeping score, if you want to take this down, the JSB insiders have this. If you like it, you don't have to like it. Maybe you can pick and choose. This is a 6-legger. It pays plus 573. So 100 on it gets you your money back plus 573 bucks. You don't have to like all this. I do have action on this. The JSP Insiders, they have the receipt in our group. I guess I'll pull the fights up for the boys. We're going to boxing now, gents and ladies. Shout out to Top Dog Toya in the house. She's the queen of the group. All right. So, damn, I do like that Gautier round 1 knockout. I don't want to forget about that. Let me screenshot that real quick. You know what? I'm gonna make that bet. I like this bet. Watch Jared Gordon stop Jim Miller. You guys know how this works. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna make it official. I want to do that. I want to put that little 2-legger we just did together. I want to make it live. So UFC, we did. I'm gonna go Jim Miller, Jared Gordon. Will the fight go the distance? I'm gonna say yes. But then again, dude, you know what? I'm gonna go value play. I'm gonna say Jared Gordon stops Jim Miller based on Jim Miller being old. I'm flip-flopping. I'm flip-flopping. I'm flip-flopping. I'm going, will the fight go the distance? No. Plus 127. And then I'm going Gautier to stop Diaz in the first round. $178. That pays plus 304. That's my last bet. It's my last bet of the weekend. I'm all in. I'm locked in. We got a lot of action. Where was I? Boxing. Okay. So here's what I'm doing. This is a 6-legger. This is all method of victory, and it's related to Angel's question. He's torn about Dubois and Wardley. A lot of people are. But if you take Dubois, I have action on this. Dubois, Wardley, will the fight go the distance? No. So I'm doing a parlay here. So not the best odds, 32% return. I'm banking on bloodshed. Somebody will get stopped, right? So that's 132. We're going to go back up here. Jalalov. Jalalov by knockout, $1.22. Not the best odds in the world. This is a half-unit parlay. So if you're usually betting 1,000 on a ticket, bet 500. If you're betting 250 on it, go 125. You guys know simple maths. I've gone half unit on this. It is live. It is up. So Jalalev by knockout. We're at 161. That's 2. There's 4 more legs on this. Bit of a cowboy. David Morrell to knock out Zach Shelley. $1.32. Now we're 3 legs. We're up to we're already in plus money, so we're at plus 112. You guys could stop if you want. I'm building. We have 3 more legs. Greatest Krause, my boy. If you guys watch the show, you would know who Greatest Krause is. He's not really a mainstream guy yet, but keep an eye on him. He's a knockout machine. I think he's Dutch. His father was a kickboxer by knockout. His father looks younger than me, which is crazy. So now we're up to plus 163. J-Rod. I got J-Rod on points here. 162. So is that 5 legs? Yep. So we're already at 5 legs. We're at plus 327. 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 1 more. I think it's Mosley Boacek. Let me double check. Will the fight go the distance? Mosley Boacek. Mosley's never been stopped. I have Boacek beating Mosley, but I'm leaning on the fact that Boacek wins the decision. Will the fight go the distance? Yes. And there we are. Plus 531 for that 5-leg. Fingers crossed. A lot of stuff has to happen. Look, it's one of those half-unit bets for me that'll keep my eye interested. You know, one of my biggest bets of the weekend is Josh Van on the money line. And then a double. I picked, it sounds weird. I did Bradley Ray on the money line and Fabio Wardley on the money line. Mostly everything else is half bets, half units for me. I know you guys asked that. The hardest hitting 145er. I had a dream. I'm catching up too. Stevens came in 5 pounds. That's insane. 5 pounds is wild. Are they letting that fight go on? Jeremy Stevens probably didn't care about giving up some money at his age to miss weight. Yeah, Lil Heathen could crack. I got Hamza by points or sub double chance. I like it. I like it. It's really tough to bet against Chimaev in general. I mean, that Gilbert, he's been in close fights. You know, he came out on fire with like those 3 victories in a row. He looks mad. I don't like how he looked on the scales. I mean, if minus 180 is okay. Cody! Guys, we're 36, 37 minutes in. Like this video. Let me know what time it is. Yo, Johnny, what's up, bro? Shout out JSB. Yeah, the insiders. We up. High entry says, I got Wardley by knockout. I'm standing from. Stand on it. Stand on business. Wow. Youngstown in the house. Youngstown, baby. Jaime, Jamie Gutierrez, a lot. Dude, it's torn, guys. It's torn. Whoever, you know, good luck to all the bettors. Good luck to everybody who, you know, whatever side of the fence you're on. I just hope it's an exciting fight. Both guys, you know, come in prepared and healthy. San Antonio's up 76-70, 3.5 left in the third for all the bettors. Our Discord isn't just boxing, guys. If you guys aren't in our Discord, it's all pro sports. And the NBA playoffs are on. This is the second round. 3 minutes left in the third. San Antonio's up 6 against the Wolves. Series tied 1-1. Yeah, a lot of people are saying Dubois under 6, and a lot of people are saying Wardley under 6. My issue with Dubois, like I said, I talked about this in my breakdown, is the fact that I've seen Dubois get beat 3 times. I've seen Dubois get stopped 3 times. I've seen Dubois quit 3 times. I've never seen Wardley quit. I've never seen Wardley get stopped. I've never seen Wardley lose. I saw him draw against Fraser. And guys, man, people are sleeping on Big Fraze, dog. Nobody wants to talk about Big Fraze. What? I rewatched that first Big Fraze fight. Dude, them boys are getting hit with everything. Them boys are like, we ain't moving. We ain't moving. We standing in here and we throwing hammers. And they had the rematch. It was a draw. They had the rematch, and then Fabio knocked him out early. And Fabio has added levels to his game since that first Big Fraze fight. And boys, did you watch Big Fraze against Justice? Big Fraze looked good, dude. I hope he gets another big fight. I was really impressed with Fraser Clark's conditioning. I was impressed with Fraser Clark's preparation, his game plan against Hooney. Hooney's a tough out, dude. And I think Fraser Clark made a great performance. Guy that, you know, doesn't have a perfect record, but, you know, he's not an easy night for anybody. And he made Justice work, and Justice had to dig deep in those later rounds. It was those later rounds that separated it and got him the victory. And thank God, because he brought our tickets home for us. But it's an interesting matchup, Dubois. You know what I'm saying? As a better, because the money line is close to even now, and it is a close to even fight. On paper, I talked about this in my breakdown. On paper, Dubois should win. What I mean, what does on paper mean? On paper means pedigree, experience, resume, all that good stuff. Dubois, clear the deeper resume, the more experience, the skill set is more seasoned, all this good stuff. But boxing isn't just what's on paper. It's what's between the ears. You have to take into consideration. And we're not just talking about, Dubois, he's quit on himself, and no matter who he goes up against, he's going to get knocked out. No, that's not what I'm saying. I have won money on Dubois before, but unfortunately, it's when he gets knocked out. I picked Usyk to beat him twice, and I think I lost money. I picked AJ to beat him, and then he stopped him the time he stopped him. But that AJ, that AJ is not like prime AJ. I mean, y'all cats are sleeping on Andy Ruiz. People forget Andy Ruiz is the one who cracked that egg. So when I'm thinking about where my money is, man, I'm fine with going down with the burning ship, with the Wardley ship. Until he loses, I'm gonna stay with him. You know what I'm saying? Minnesota coming back. That's a gritty team, man. 77-75 with 2 left. From what I know, the S fight's on. I got Fabio and Ray. Me too, big dog. Same. We're seeing eye to eye. Mike from Melbourne, sup, John? I know you're not looking at Rafferty Essuman anymore, but can you comment on the fight being a 12-rounder now? Really intrigued. It's a 12-rounder. Essuman Rafferty. It's not like I've done film study. I broke it down. I didn't upload a video. I'm not betting on it, so it's not like I disregarded it. I talked about it earlier in the stream. Why it's one of these fights that it doesn't feel right betting on. I don't know. I don't trust Rafferty's resume. I don't know if Rafferty's legit. Essuman, he's not the youngest guy, and I do like the way Essuman was coming on against Jack until he got stopped. I like the mid rounds. He did a lot of good work coming back, and some people say there was controversy with the stoppage in terms of like getting elbowed and then out the ring. Ooh, Anthony Edwards just missed a 30-footer, but there's a foul. So I'm just avoiding that fight. I don't want that fight to be a parlay killer for me. You know what I'm saying? Part of what we do, guys, is knowing how to navigate. Like there's a skill within the skill. It's not just picking winners. Knowing how to navigate each weekend is a skill too. Like when to pull the trigger, when not to pull the trigger, what fights to bet on. I mean, are you excited about that fight? If you're excited about that fight, bet on it. And then really intrigued how Chimaev Strickland plays out. It's literally going to come down to is Chimaev going to get Strickland down to the ground? Is that really awkward? You can't really call it Strickland style. You can't call it basic, but it is just straight punches with that lower leg kick, constant pressure on that front foot, that weird guard he does. So it's his own unique style, and it gives a lot of people trouble. How's Chimaev going to deal with that? Chimaev struggled with Gilbert Burns' striking, and that was it, I think, at 170 pounds. So it's an interesting fight. What do you think of the weigh-ins? Dubois look locked in? They're always going to be locked in. Dubois on the spectrum. Dubois got that autistic locked in. Dubois got that, like, you know what I'm trying to say. I like this fight. I like Chukachin versus Patty. I'm kind of leaning Karen. I'm torn, man. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. Let me rewatch Karen. I'm going to have to rewatch. Karen fought well against Boots. Dude, this is tough what we do, guys. That's like, it's why, I guess it's why you guys tune in. I've never sat here and told you guys this is easy. I'll never say that. That's why I don't give you guys locks. There's no such, in betting, guys, there's no such thing as a lock. The longer you hang around, the longer you'll realize that. So we need to check our egos. I try to remove my ego from everything I do in my life. Ego is the downfall of man. You know what I mean? As a fighter, ego gets me knocked out. As a bettor, ego makes me go broke. As a lover, ego makes me become single when I don't want to be single. Like, ego, it's good though. At the other hand, ego allows me to be successful. Ego allows me to be in love. Ego allows me to be winning. So like, you have to manage ego though. You can't just let ego to run rampant. So like the idea of me saying that things are locks, that's my ego. There's no such thing as locks. That's an interesting matchup, man. Shukichin versus Patty. I thought Patty beat. I talk about this all the time. Those two guys, I get confused. I thought Patty won his last fight. Other than getting knocked down twice, I thought he did what he needed to do to get the victory. But he lost. You know, they didn't give it to him, and he's not the champ. Yo, my God, what's up, Lil Batty? Lil Batty, Lil Batty in the house. Holla. Hamzat, Volkov, Basinger, Gaudier. Let's go. I like it. I like it. I think we covered all those. Two versus Warley ought to be a heavyweight classic. It should be. It shout out to Barry Unboxing. I've been trying to get Barry Unboxing to start a YouTube channel. He's a JSB insider. He does these great breakdown and analysis in our Discord. I think he probably tweets them as well, their write-ups. And he compared Dubois to Wardley to George Foreman versus, and I think it's a great comparison. Big puncher, not Ernie. God damn it, his name's slipping my mind. But it's a good comparison. An old heavyweight classic in the, I think it's 70s, late 70s, early 80s. It should be a fun fight. History Vault loves this fight. Why history? Where do you live at, mate? Are you from Scotland? Anthony Edwards reminds me a bit of Kobe. He's at the line right now. 86-77. San Antonio's pulling away a bit. 86-88. All these flopping for I know. Yeah, the flops have ruined the NBA, guys. John's talking about a rant I went on yesterday. I don't plan it. These things piss me off. I'm a lifelong basketball head. I played ball my whole life. I come from a place, guys, to where it snowed 9 months out of the year, Northeast Ohio. So, like, to stay out of trouble, and there were gangs growing up in the 90s. I played American football from August to November. When football season ended, basketball season had already started. I played basketball from November until like March. When basketball season ended, baseball conditioning started. I played baseball from March until the following August, and then boxed in between from the time I was 7 to 15, and then continued playing baseball, basketball, football until I was 18, and then played baseball in college. My point is, I pay attention to all this stuff. Basketball definitely, and I'm not trying to sound a hater. The style of play is not my cup of tea, dude. These cats are super soft. You got fools dressing like girls. I don't care who you sleep with. I'm very liberal when it comes to a lot of things. I don't care who you're in love with. It doesn't bother me. I don't care who you sleep with. It doesn't bother me. You know, everybody. It's up to you who how you live your life. You know, live and let live. That's how that's how I am. But when it comes to sports, I could be a little conservative on some things. Sports is where like I draw the line on certain things. This is where I draw. This is crazy right here. I haven't posted this, but I almost posted this. Look at these cats. Look at AI. That's AI, and that's the dude plays for the Thunder. That's not even the zestiest cat on the Thunder either. No disrespect, but we say our gen was cut from a different cloth. This is a visual represent, and I'm not even trying to draw the line. I don't like the whole our generation's harder than your generation, or y'all suck. That's not what I'm saying here. That sort of stuff has leaked into the game with dudes just manipulating referees and just getting calls. Like, how can if Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's game is so soft? SGA's game is so soft. Is he a great scorer? Yes. Is he talented? Yes. Is he elite? Yes. Is he a top 10 guy? Yes. Is he soft? Hell yeah. Is he a dude I cheer for? Hell to the nah. That's not a cat that. And I was telling people are not rocking SGA jerseys other than Oklahoma City. I don't think so. I'd be shocked to see a dude in Cleveland rocking a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander jersey, or in Columbus, or anywhere else other than OKC. That style of play is soft, man. Dude has manipulated the whole referee staff to get calls, and it's not just him. It's all throughout the league. It's crazy. I blamed it on Manu Ginobili yesterday, but you guys said it was Vladi. You said it was Vladi, but Vladi played in that '90s era, dude. Vladi was tough, dude. I don't know if Vladi was flopping. I had to think about that. I was like, Vladi was a bully. He'd scrap. He'd get in a fight. He was throwing hands. Not gonna lie, I'm Team Echo. I like it. Majid, Cameron, and Dubois. Upset alert. Good luck, Eddie. You're taking him the bag if that comes through, big dog. Majid decision. I am not betting that fight. I'm not betting that fight. I'm probably not even gonna watch that fight. What about Rafferty fight going over 5.5 as a parlay piece? I want to include that in a big safe. There's no safe bet, but will it go over? It could end. I think Echo Esmond wins on points. I'm not betting it, but like where if I had to bet it, I would take Echo on points. And if I had to bet the other one, the Majid fight, I would take Gwyn on points. I like Khalil, the weigh-ins. He's not good, man. Khalil's not good. I really think that Gwyn's output and pressure will be enough to win a decision. A B-side decision. Karen's a good boxer. I might. Yeah, Karen's good, man. We got to see how much does Karen have left. How old is Chukachin? Let's see how old Karen is. Guys, it's 86-79 the start of the fourth quarter. He's only 30. Damn. Who's the kid from? You know what upsets me, man? You know what bothers me about the NBA is what could have been with Ja Morant. That bothers me, man. Like, when you look at Ja Morant from 2022, 2021, 2022, how he played the game, and granted, he's not a big dude, and I'm not even just talking about off the court issues he's had and like the lack of discipline and his father being a distraction. But how Ja would play the game at the rim, dude, he was a throwback. Ja Morant, when he came to the league, that young fella was skywalking, playing fearless at the rim. That's what I'm. It bums me out that he's had these injuries and he's had, we got him for like that small amount of time. I don't think it's shocking to say, he's addressed changing his style because, just dunking, you know, it rattles your spinal system. It's not your musculoskeletal system. And that's how he played. And, I don't want to, he hasn't really had horrific injuries like Derrick Rose, another guard who was one of my favorites to watch, who we got only a little bit of him. But like that's what bums me out. And then when you take like guys like you never really got a full prime of Derrick Rose, never got a full prime of Ja Morant. Morant's still young, and maybe he could turn it around. He doesn't play the same way. And now we look at guys like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander playing soft as hell, being heralded for that style of play, manipulating refs. Shit sucks. Like do you guys probably too young? Larry Johnson, LJ, Grandmama. Do yourself a favor. Look at Larry Johnson when he was coming out of UNLV, when he was on those Jerry Tarkanian teams, the Running Rebels. It was him, Stacey Ogman. I think Greg Anthony was on those squads coming out of college. And then people, I see that meme going around, that 90s meme. Why did everybody have the Charlotte Hornets starter hoodie? They had the Charlotte Hornets starter on because of Larry Johnson, LJ. LJ was a motherfucker, dude. Shaved head. Dude, the white boys in the 90s had the LJ haircut. I ain't even lying. I'll pull up a picture. The shaved head with the line, but not even the side part. LJ had that straight boy. He had the shaved head with the straight line. And he was a cultural phenomenon. He was an icon. The whole grandmama commercials, the Adidas commercials where he was doing, dude was dressing in drag as a grandma, and it wasn't even weird to us. And then an homage to what LJ was doing in the 90s with those commercials. If you remember Uncle Drew, shout out to Kyrie Irving. When Kyrie came to Cleveland, they had the Uncle Drew series, and that was kind of like a spin-off of what LJ did in his commercials. But how LJ played and then injuries to him, I think his thing was neck or back or maybe knees, probably knees. Who else? Penny Hardaway, another one. Dude, when Penny came into the league out of Memphis, I think when Penny played at Memphis, it was still called Memphis State. Penny Hardaway, dude, in his the only guy we had ever seen playing point guard who was over 6'5" was Magic Johnson. And Penny Hardaway came in the league 6'7", clean, slick, smooth, aggressive, had a clip, could take you to the rack, first step. Like, dude, go watch Penny's first few seasons in the league. Insane, crazy to think the Magic had Penny and Shaq. That's a duo that if they never broke up. But when you think about injuries, Hardaway's career, Grant Hill, another one. Just the way these guys played, and the revisionist history of sort of these guys were aggressive scorers, athletic as hell. They weren't flopping. They weren't looking for calls. They were trying to embarrass you, and they were trying to put you on a poster. You know what I'm saying? And I said all that to get to Ja. Ja, when he came into the league, he was trying to poster you. He wasn't trying to get calls. Boom! We used to say shitting on you. And it's just hard to watch when you're a fan of the sport. You play the sport your whole life, and I was a two guard. I wasn't a guy jumping out of the building. My favorite players were like Mark Price, B.J. Armstrong, Kevin Johnson, guys like that. KJ was probably my favorite player when he was in Phoenix. KJ was a goddamn dog, dude. People forget who'd he take baseline shitting on in the playoffs. I think he might have dunked on Elijah, went baseline and just yammed on him. KJ was like 6'2", I think. And but coming from that era, obviously Jordan, that was my whole era. And now I'm watching the playoffs now, and you're seeing. Did you try watching that Lakers game? That Lakers game was crazy, dude. It was so hard to watch. Sorry for the NBA rant, guys. I'm gonna get caught up. We're about an hour in. There's more people in now, which is crazy. What's up, Barry? I'm 225 on the money line. I'm shocked you're not even going to sprinkle. I'm tired. I'm tired of sprinkling. Oh, Irma Garcia. We hit on Irma. What did I miss? We hit on Irma. And Irma wasn't plus. We got Irma at. I thought Irma was like plus 520. No, plus 320. Irma was plus 320. John Morant, D Rose. What's your opinion on Dubois props? The props fight not to go the distance. Brandon Roy, good call. I knew I was hell yeah. Brandon Roy was the man in Portland. Brandon Roy was so good, man. That's a good call. Brandon Roy had like an elegance to his game. Damn, he had like a refinement. Brandon Roy's game was classy, dude. He could do it all, man. Johnny passed on him after telling. Yeah, I just didn't take action. I can't take action on everything, boys. I'm a conduit. Use me. Use me. I know some of you boys took it, so that's what I'm here for. We're out here learning together, boys. Crazy things I don't like. She reminds me of Brandon Roy, and Roy was my guy. Roy did not play that soft, man. I mean, his midi game. SGA's midi game. His mid-range game. My favorite thing, what makes SGA great, and he's fun to. If he wasn't so soft, man, I would say like he's not even fun to watch, dude. I don't like watching him. I used to like watching him. I don't like how he's evolved. I liked watching him last year. His game last year was a bit different. His game this year is just all sight. Let's manipulate the refs into getting fouls. His probably the best mid-range game in the league. You can't argue that. But that whole team, dude, they're gonna go back to back, aren't they? Doing TikToks and drag. That's a tough pill to swallow for the league when you're back-to-back champs. I don't think the league has had back-to-back champs in 7 years. Them boys are doing TikToks and drag out here, boy. Them cats, them Oklahoma City cats, they out here, wow, boy, dressing in drag, dating dudes. I don't care who you in love with. I don't care about that. But we're talking about the league, boy. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys are the best, dude. JSB Insiders. Good luck to everybody. We don't always have to agree. That's what makes what we do the best. Be safe. It's Saturday night here in Sydney. Wherever you are in the world, let's do it.